Hello guys, how are you? And welcome back to Mr. Scary. Today we are diving into disturbing things caught on camera. The first footage surfaced in October 2021 on Twitter from a woman living in Dallas, Texas. Her Ring camera began capturing something disturbing. A man standing outside her apartment every night around 3 am. Sometimes he would stand still, completely silent. Other times he moved, slowly pacing, watching the building. He never knocked, never said a word. He just stood there. The woman, terrified, reported the man to building security. She even called the police, but by the time help arrived, he was gone. And yet the next night, he returned. This continued for nearly a month. This footage went viral on Twitter. Many tried to identify him, but no one could. No one in the building recognized his face, even stranger. He never appeared on any other security cameras, only hers. Then sometime in November, he vanished. No explanation, no arrest. The woman still lives in the same apartment, but according to her, she hasn't slept peacefully since. Because every time the doorbell rings, she wonders if it's him, still watching, still waiting. This short clip was captured by a YouTuber exploring an abandoned church late at night. At first, it's just creaking floorboards, echoing silence, broken pews and dust-covered altars. But if you look closely, in the back corner, behind a shattered stained glass window, you will see them. Two glowing white eyes, staring straight at them. The explorer didn't notice until they reviewed the footage later that night. No animals were found inside. No person was seen leaving the building. Some viewers claim the eyes blink. Others say they shift position slightly. The YouTuber never returned to that location, and whatever was watching them that night never made a sound, but it was there. This footage went viral not long after it was posted. Late at night, a woman appeared at the front door holding a knife. Her expression was blank. She mumbled something, then stood in silence, staring at the camera. Most viewers assumed it was a home invasion attempt or something worse, but after the video gained traction online, a few people came forward, including healthcare professionals. What they revealed changed everything. The woman was suffering from dementia, a condition common in the elderly that can cause memory loss, confusion, and unintentional behavior. According to her family, she had wandered from home. She was not there to hurt anyone. She did not even realize where she was. Authorities confirmed she was safely returned to her family and no charges were filed. But that does not make the footage any less chilling. Because in the dead of night, you don't expect to see someone like this at your door, holding a knife. In a quiet neighborhood in Michigan, a terrifying home invasion unfolds in the dead of night. A masked man breaks into a house, silently making his way inside. The homeowner, startled awake, grabs his firearm and prepares for the worst. As the intruder moves towards the bedroom, the tension skyrockets. In a moment of pure fear, the homeowner fires 6 shots. The camera footage shows the intruder stumble, likely hit by 1 or 2 of the bullets, but instead of surrendering, he flees the house. What happens next is chilling. The injured intruder runs outside the house but immediately collapses just beyond the doorway. Struggling desperately, he tries to stand again but falls back to the ground. He was in pain, the security camera captures. This footage leaves many questions. Was the intruder caught later? What was his motive, and how did this homeowner survive such a close brush with danger? In the early afternoon, around 2 to 3 pm, a woman stepped out to her laundry room, a small detached space in front of her house. As she loaded clothes into the washer, she was startled by a series of strange noises coming from the surrounding darkness. These sounds were unlike anything she would ever heard before, distant, echoing, and unsettling. Her heart raced as she glanced around, but the street was eerily empty. No cars, no pedestrians, just the unsettling silence of the afternoon. Concerned and unsure of the source, she decided to call the police. When the officers arrived, they conducted a thorough search of the area but found no one. The road was clear, and the source of the mysterious noises was never discovered. This incident left the woman shaken and puzzled. What had she heard that afternoon? and why was the street so empty? The unanswered questions lingered, adding an eerie chapter to that quiet neighborhood's history. On the night of November 12, 2019, the usually calm streets of Leimert Park, Los Angeles, was shattered by a chilling cry for help. Just after 11 p.m., a woman's desperate screams pierced the darkness.
A woman was heard screaming for help on a Ring doorbell in Leimert Park Tuesday night. You can see the owners of the doorbell went outside to check out what was going on and then watched as a white hatchback appeared to drive off with the screaming woman.
The footage shows a white Toyota Matrix speeding down 3rd Avenue with its rear hatch left open. Inside the vehicle, a woman with dark braided hair struggles in the passenger seat, her hair being yanked backward as she screams for help. A man's voice, possibly the driver, is heard repeatedly apologizing, saying, "I am sorry, I am sorry." Neighbors who heard the frantic calls rushed outside, but the car sped away before anyone could interfere. In the serene town of Hudson, Wisconsin, a chilling tale of obsession and surveillance unfolded, casting a dark shadow over the community. Robert Cecina, a 48-year-old executive at the multinational company 3M, was accused of stalking a 24-year-old woman and peering into her windows over several nights in March 2022. The unsettling events began when the woman noticed footprints in the snow near her ground-level windows. Feeling increasingly uncomfortable, she installed a security camera. What the camera captured was both disturbing and undeniable. A man creeping through her backyard, getting uncomfortably close to her window, attempting to look inside. Neighbors reported seeing a suspicious man in a Mini Cooper driving around the neighborhood and entering the woman's yard. Surveillance footage confirmed their accounts, showing a man sneaking up to her window. The woman, already unsettled by the recent incidents, had been asking her boyfriend to stay over for added security. When questioned by the police, Cecina and his wife provided conflicting accounts of his whereabouts on the nights in question. His nervous and inconsistent statements raised further suspicion. Police traced the Mini Cooper to Cecina, leading to his arrest on March 13, 2022. Charged with felony stalking and misdemeanor disorderly conduct, Cecina's case took an unexpected turn. Instead of proceeding to trial, the St. Croix County District Attorney offered a plea deal. Cecina pleaded no contest to 1 count of criminal trespassing and 2 counts of disorderly conduct. Under the agreement, if he remained law-abiding for 3 years, the charges would be dismissed, leaving him with a clean criminal record. The victims, a mother and her 16-year-old daughter, expressed how the ordeal had profoundly impacted their sense of safety. Despite the legal resolution, they felt unsettled. Carrying mace and constantly checking their surroundings, their sense of security had been shattered, and the lack of a clear motive from Cecina left them with lingering questions. This case serves as a stark reminder of the hidden dangers that can lurk behind seemingly ordinary facades. It underscores the importance of vigilance and the need to trust one's instincts when something feels amiss. Late one night in a Texas neighborhood, a terrifying figure appeared on a homeowner's security camera, a clown carrying a large knife. The footage shows the clown approach the front door, cautiously testing the handle. When it was locked, he moved around to the backyard, checking fences and windows for a way inside. For several minutes, the clown roamed the backyard, his slow, deliberate movements sending chills through anyone who watched the video. Then, just as mysteriously as he arrived, the clown vanished into the night. The chilling video spread quickly among neighbors, who locked their doors tighter and kept a wary eye on their surroundings. Police were notified, but the clown was never caught. Was it a prank or something far darker? The footage remains a haunting reminder of that night's eerie visitor. The next footage is from Canada, Brampton, Ontario. A family's peaceful evening was shattered when 3 masked intruders armed with a hammer and a firearm broke into their home on March 6, 2025. The terrifying incident began around 11:20 p.m. when the suspects forced entry into the residence near Airport Road. Security footage obtained by City News shows one of the criminals using a hammer to break down the front door, while muffled voices and loud bangs can be heard from inside the home. Inside, the family was confronted by the intruders, who demanded money. The homeowner, awakened by the screams of his young daughter, offered his truck keys and cell phone in an attempt to de-escalate the situation. Despite the tension, no physical injuries were reported. Peel Regional Police responded swiftly, arresting two suspects nearby: Tion Green, 19 years old, and Jasiah Dixon, 20 years old. Both from Brampton were charged with robbery with a firearm, wearing a disguise with intent, and possession of property obtained by crime. A third suspect remains at large. The incident has left the community shaken, highlighting the alarming rise in violent home invasions in the area. Police continue to investigate and urge anyone with information to come forward. At exactly 10:55 am, two unidentified men walked into a St. Joe's property in broad daylight. They calmly circled the house and entered through an unlocked sliding door at the back. Once inside, they moved quickly, searching the kitchen and grabbing knives from the drawers. One of them even disabled the home's phone line, cutting off communication. But upstairs, the homeowner's sister-in-law, mother, and a small child heard them break in. In panic, they barricaded themselves inside a bedroom. As the intruders tried to kick the door open, the family retreated, further locking themselves inside a bathroom and screaming that the police has been called. That warning was enough. The invaders fled. Days later, one of the suspects, a 17-year-old male, turned himself into police and was taken to juvenile detention. Though no one was physically hurt, the trauma left a lasting mark. The homeowner, Bikram Singh, later spoke about the fear his family faced and the urgent need for stronger home security. The eerie part: if the intruders truly wanted to grab valuables, they could have left once they realized the family had locked themselves away. But instead, they started kicking and pounding on the door, something that shows their intentions were far more sinister than just robbery. What were they really after that day?